Dumilang, everybody. Today we are in Sandton and we are at the theater on the square to watch a show called The Return of Elvis Du Pisanie. And today is the opening night. So, Haring, Romana Ordinsa. Are. Hi, my name is September G from Lihle Itemba Media House, and we are in Sandton, baby, at Theatre on the Square, and we've just watched a very beautiful show, The Return of Elvis Du Pisanie, and I'm with an audience member. I want to get Oriana. How did she feel about the show? Did she enjoy the show? I want to hear. Hi, how are you?
I'm well, thank you. How are you?
What's your name?
I'm Bumi.
Umi. You watched the show. I enjoyed the show. How was the show for you?
It was absolutely fantastic. I really, really enjoyed it.
Yeah, and the show, taps into memory. Going back and seeing, what happened and reflecting on that. What are some of the things that when you go back in your life, you were like, that was good and it has changed. What are those things?
Well, off the top of my head, I can't think of any right now, but I could relate to some of the stuff that he mentioned.
Yeah.
But and I got the jokes.
Yeah.
Almost all of them. So yeah.
You know what I also got when he was talking about, I think he was talking about the bubble gum thing.
Yes.
What came to my mind is the taste of food.
Yes.
Back then and now, it's not the same.
Yeah.
That's what I got from the show. But yeah, and also, what was your favorite, scene in the show? What did you like of your favorite character, because it was portraying a lot of characters?
Yeah. Sure. Let me think.
Yeah.
Which one was? But I think when he was the girl with the ponytail.
Oh yeah.
That was. I thought that was really hilarious. Yeah. So.
Yeah. Thank you so much, and I'm glad that you're here and you enjoyed the show. And thank you so much for talking to us.
For having me.
Hope to see you soon.
Of course.
Thank you.
Sure.
Bye-bye. It's like kind of the expression. Hi, again. My name is September G from Lihle Itemba Media House, and I'm with Garian, and he is the son of the man who was playing on the show. How do you feel about that, seeing your father playing on the show, on the stage?
I'm always very, very proud of him. He's been a big inspiration for me. I've followed in his footsteps myself. And yeah, it's always just a very, very special experience to watch dad on stage.
So you're saying you're following in his footsteps. Are you also doing theater?
I'm an actor as well.
Oh, it's wonderful.
Yeah.
So I've enjoyed the show. It has made me think about my childhood because things are not the same anymore. So what was the thing that you took from the show that resonates with you?
I think it's inspiring to see the different ways we think about life when we look back. There's so much joy in him recapturing his childhood, the character. Meanwhile, the pinnacle is that end, that very painful memory that he's trying to avoid and dancing around. And I think it's important to remember that life is a roller coaster like that, and there's so much joy and pain in those memories. And I think that's what this portrays really well.
It's very lovely. It's a nice way of thinking about it. If you've never watched a theater show, man, you should come and just watch shows and get to see the feelings on the stage and get to feel and resonate with the show. And I'm glad I was here today. It's the first experience for me actually here. Yeah, so I'm very
you guys are
glad.
here too.
Oh, so thank you so much. Thank you
you.
so much. And are you performing anytime soon?
To be confirmed.
No, we need to get your details. We need to know when you're performing. We need to come and see you perform.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Thank you so much. Hi again, my name is September G from Lihle Itemba Media House, and we've just watched the show, The Return of Elvis Du Pisanie. And guys, please introduce yourself. What's your name?
I'm Xander.
Isabella.
And I'm Luca.
And where are you from, guys?
I'm from Italy.
Oh, Italy.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
The United States. I'm from Australia.
Guys, we've got people from abroad. Are you enjoying South Africa? Do you live here full time or
live here, yeah.
Oh my god, now you live here, you've gotta be enjoying South Africa. So like what do you do? What do you guys do?
So we go to the American International School.
Oh
Yeah. So we're in school.
Oh, you're in school.
Yeah.
We've watched the show. Did you enjoy the show?
Yeah.
Did you enjoy the show? So which was your favorite scene? Let me just say for all the scenes, maybe. Oh, your favorite character.
Well, mine was with Lydia Swanepoel with the ponytail.
Everyone loved that character.
Yeah, it was so funny. Yeah, that was my favorite.
The fact that you mentioned it, I'm giving you a task.
Okay.
Can you just do an impression of that character?
Of Lydia.
Yeah.
Hello.
Yes. Kwang, kwang, kwang. My niece. Guys, and also the show talks about, it's going back to when he was a bit younger, the experiences that he had, just revisiting those moments. What are some of the moments that in your life that you remember as a child, maybe that you want to revisit, but you can't do, but you enjoyed back then?
Definitely that uncle scene when he was on the bathroom reminds me of the grandma's house, the porta potty outside. So that was really nostalgic to me. So
And it was a lovely show.
Yes.
I really enjoyed it. And when I was watching it, I was just thinking also about my childhood as well. Back then, what are some of the let me just ask you this question, because with food used to taste good back then. Now I don't know what are they mixing. What are some of the things that maybe you enjoyed back then, but now it's no longer there?
It's tough. I have to say, chips probably got a lot worse. Too much air, not enough flavor.
Everything is just being bland.
Exactly. It's just gotten more and more bland.
Guys, thank you so much for talking with me. We are Lihle Itemba Media House from Tembisa. We are very small. Yeah, actually come closer. I want you to do something for me. It's Lihle Itemba. Just say these words. Lihle Itemba. So we're gonna look into the camera. We're gonna say shout out to Lihle Itemba Media House. So we're just gonna say slowly. I'm gonna say it with you. I'm gonna say 3, 2, 1. We're gonna go shout out Lihle Itemba Media House. Let's go 3, 2, 1. Shout out to Lihle Itemba Media House. Thank you so much. Hi, my name is September G from Lihle Itemba Media House, and I'm with
Grant Driver.
and what?
Yeah.
That's interesting.
That's it.
We've just watched the show, The Return of Elvis
That's right.
Du Pisanie.
Yeah,
Did you enjoy the show?
I love the show.
What were some of the things that you took from the show that maybe also you reflected on, maybe going back in
Yeah.
your life as well?
Yeah, it's a deep question, that, because there's a lot of reflection, and you think about your life, and you think about experiences where you maybe second guessed your own purpose in life, and also I think a lot of the humor takes you back to a certain time that I haven't heard, lines or those particular like shit a brick. things that you haven't heard since you were a kid. And I was thinking a lot about my folks at that time. So yeah, there was a lot of insights around purpose, about pausing, about not taking life for granted, and appreciating family.
Yeah, I took that from the show as well. And also, it's going back. They were talking about, I think, bubblegum,
Yes.
how it used to be back in the days. And I was also thinking, the taste of food has changed. Do you think, like, now as we're moving forward, are we moving really forward, or are we going backwards?
Yeah, I think we're going backwards with our bubblegum. Let's face facts. Bubblegum used to taste.
It was just amazing.
Somebody said to me the other day, when last did you have a Wix? You know, the Wix gum it had a particular flavour to it growing up. You don't get Wix anymore. Chappies has got smaller. Yeah, Chappies doesn't taste the same.
It doesn't taste the same.
Yeah. No? And I remember going to like a cafe and the guy didn't have change, he would give you Chappies. That's how it used to be.
Yeah.
Yeah. So a lot of that I remember growing up, a lot of it resonates with me.
Oh.
It was a good bit of escapism there.
Oh, okay.
But the message is profound.
Yeah.
I think the message is about, celebrate those special moments in time. Celebrate those moments in life.
I love it. I love it.
Friendship.
Oh, friendship,
Yeah.
love, family, everything.
What was the highlight for you?
The highlight for me, I don't know, man. Just going back, just thinking about everything. Because when I was watching the show, I was thinking about when I was a kid.
Yes.
And it's not the same anymore.
No, it's not
and we've
the
got to
same.
adjust and move.
I think so. That was also another insight for me, was how things have changed for generations. And I think growing up when you were younger and you had more freedom, I don't think that freedom exists anymore to do those sort of things or go to a movie house. When last did you go to a movie house?
No,
On your own?
I don't even remember.
Exactly.
It was back then. I used to do that, but now everybody's on their phones.
Yes, exactly that.
Yeah.
I think we've lost the perspective on life about, just celebrate friendships.
Yeah.
Be present. Have some
I
fun.
love it.
Have raw fun.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, pleasure.
You've been amazing, and I
You're amazing.
enjoyed it. So I'm just gonna give you something, and then see if you can do it, man. Because this is Lihle Itemba Media House.
Wow.
Lihle Itemba.
Lihle.
Lihle Itemba.
Lihle.
Yes.
Oh my gosh, that's a mouthful.
Can you just look into the camera, man, and say shout out to Lihle Itemba.
You say it with me.
Shout out to Lihle Itemba Media House. Thank you so much.
Oh, cheers, man.
Hi again. My name is September G from Lihle Itemba Media House, and I'm with the man of the show. And I want him to introduce himself.
Hi, I'm Ashley Dowds, and I'm playing a character called Eddie du Pisanie.
Cedric Elvis Du Pisanie. Okay, sharp. Congratulations on the performance.
Thank you.
That was a lovely performance. I was hooked in from the beginning to the end. And I remember when I was watching it, I was like, thinking about my own childhood, I was like, okay, it was taking me back.
Yeah.
So how did you prepare for all these characters that you were playing on stage?
Well, I think a lot of it is got to do with the way that the script moves. So for a start, I think it's like preparing for any story on the page. You have to know where you come from before the show opens, before the story begins, and where you're heading to. What is the journey? And it's going to take you on a musical journey as well, because you've got to know where the highs and the lows are. So that's the broad picture. That's the big frame. When it comes to the gritty, granular detail of the characters, they are spoken with a particular voice on the page as well. So they have their own language. Each character has their own language. I mean, you heard when the mother spoke, I sort of had to invent an accent for her, because we all know she's from England when she comes. And she says, you can't go anywhere. Stephanus, you're not well. She's not quite caged by her relationship, but it's a very light character that you want to find a voice for that has a likeness as well. So it's that aspect as well of creating those parts. But when you say, what do I remember from my childhood? I guess, I come from a time when I didn't have a cell phone either. And I think going to the cinema was, for example, a huge experience. People used to go to cinemas to socialize, and that was a big event. And I miss that. And I think that cinema scene that plays out is just wonderful because it's you get the feeling of all these little guys in their seats and you fought it. Shut up, no, he's coming now, he's coming. No, yeah, Dick Tracy. Shut up. And everyone's on the story, together, which is great. So yeah, it's that kind of thing. I mean, I've got to tell you too that Paul Slabolepszy, the writer, played this. He performed his own show about 30 years ago, and I saw it being performed. So it's also quite a tricky thing to get away from something that you've already seen.
Yeah.
And he directed it too. So I'm hearing his voice in my head, and the way you've got to kind of approach that is to try and find. You've got to visualize something that the textures that you remember from certain people.
Yeah.
These are universal characters, but they also have particular features.
Yes, that are unique.
Like, the father has got PTSD. He's been in the war. It doesn't matter what war.
Yeah.
People suffer from PTSD. So how does that affect him? Now, I've given him an injury with his one arm, and he's got a bit of a limp and that sort of thing. But that masculinity is like, it's hard because he doesn't show anything.
Yeah.
And he doesn't want to break. Instead, he drinks. He drinks and he gets drunk, and then finally he snaps. And that final event happens, and it destroys the whole family. So he's got to be a hard character right through. I mean, that's the result of PTSD. How do I embody that? How do I get under his skin?
Yeah.
It's all of those things. Yeah.
You've just explained it so beautifully, and just like a real actor would. And I love that about you. I love that about you. You know, when the show was playing, I was thinking, you mentioned it. Back then, you used to go to watch, movies, and it's these days we're always on our phones. Everything we do on our phones. We do on our phones.
Yeah.
And then I used to remember when I was young, there used to be moments at school where they make theater.
Yeah.
It used to be a thing back then, but now they no longer do it. So moving forward, like back then, when you look back, and then now, are we moving forward, really forward, or are we just moving
that's
forward
a good question.
backwards?
That's a very good question, because I think it's, it's a long discussion, but that social media and watching everything on your phone becomes a little bit tiresome. It's like a monster eating its own tail. And it destroys itself, I think, which is good news for theatre. It's good news for live performance, because I think people need to be together.
Yeah.
We need to have a human experience together.
That interaction between humans. I love that. Congratulations on the show. Beautiful performance. And if you guys haven't seen it, I am telling you now, on 100, that was a beautiful performance, and you should come and watch. Thank you so much.
Thank you
and
for
good
coming.
luck. I talked to your son. I interviewed your son. You're gonna see a video. We're gonna send him a link to our videos. You're gonna see him. He was talking, but I'm not gonna say what. But yeah, thank you, and good luck for the future as well. Thank you so much.
Thanks for coming.
And that was the return of Elvis Du Pisanie. I enjoyed the show. The audience enjoyed the show. And if you want more content like this, subscribe to our YouTube channel and give this video 20 likes. And we'll give you more bangers coming your way. Shout out to Lihle Itemba Media House, everybody. I'm out.